Deep inside a quiet forest, where moonlight filtered through tall trees and fireflies danced like floating stars, there lived a tiny firefly named Lumi. But unlike the others, Lumi was afraid of the dark. While his friends zipped happily through the night, glowing bright and bold, Lumi stayed close to the soft light of the mushrooms near the forest floor. When the sun disappeared and long shadows stretched between the trees, his little wings would tremble. "What if I get lost?" he'd whisper to himself. "What if my light goes out?" He believed his glow was just too small to matter. So every night, he hid. One evening, the forest grew darker than usual. Thick, heavy clouds covered the moon, and even the stars vanished from the sky. The familiar sounds of the night changed. An owl hooted nervously. A hedgehog sniffed the air, confused by the sudden blackness. A family of field mice huddled together, unable to find their burrow. The whole forest, usually so calm at night, felt unsure and lost. Lumi watched from his hiding place, his tiny light flickering with worry. Then, from behind a nearby tree, Lumi heard a soft whimper. It was a baby rabbit, trembling and alone. "Mom? Mom, where are you?" the small voice cried out. Lumi's heart beat fast. His first instinct was to fly away, to hide even deeper in the shadows. But the sound of the lost little rabbit made something warm spark inside him, a feeling stronger than his fear. Lumi took a deep breath. His glow shimmered, faint at first, then a little brighter. With a flutter of his wings, he flew out into the darkness. "Follow me," he said softly, his voice barely louder than a leaf falling. His light trembled, but it stayed on. The baby rabbit hopped after the small, brave light, and soon Lumi spotted the worried rabbit mother waiting nearby. "Oh, thank you, little light," she whispered with relief. As she said it, Lumi felt his own glow grow a little warmer, a little stronger. As Lumi continued to fly through the trees, more animals noticed his steady light. A lost raccoon followed his trail to find its family. A young deer, tangled in thick bushes, watched his glow and found the path out. Even the wise old owl tilted its head, using Lumi's light to see clearly again. With every animal he helped, Lumi's light shone brighter and brighter. Not because the night grew less dark, but because Lumi grew more brave. Soon the clouds drifted away and the stars returned one by one. Dozens of other fireflies gathered around Lumi, amazed by his brilliance. "Lumi, your light is incredible," one of them exclaimed. Lumi looked at himself, glowing brighter than he ever had before. A soft smile appeared on his face. "I was never afraid of the dark," he realized. "I was just afraid my light wasn't enough." The forest rested once more. The animals returned to their homes, safe and peaceful. And Lumi hovered high above the trees, no longer hiding. From that night on, whenever the forest felt lost or the shadows grew too deep, a small, steady light would always rise to guide the way. Because sometimes the bravest light of all is the one that shines to help others find their way home.